Over the month of June, the Phillies have begun to play like they should have all season. Winning 11 out of 13 games, the Phillies are sitting at 32-31, 8.5 games back of the Mets for first place in the division. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Before I start this video, I want to clarify that since summer is upon us, I should be getting back to posting a little more frequently. I'll be going away for a good portion of the summer, but I will still be making time for making new videos. As always, leave a like on this video so I know that you guys enjoyed it, and subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. With all that being said, let's talk about the fight-ins. On Tuesday, May 31st, the Phillies lost their 5th game in a row, a 7-4 extra inning loss to the San Francisco Giants. This was also their 3rd extra inning loss in a row. I was at this game and the stadium felt dead. You could hear a pin drop with how quiet it was. The following day, June began. Maybe June would be the month the Phillies turn it around and climb up from the 21 and 29 hole they dug themselves in. Jean Segura was placed on the IL when trying to bunt the day prior, which will leave him out until early September. Nothing looked good for the Phillies. Nick Maton was brought up to replace Segura, but nobody thought he would produce right away. In the series finale against the Giants, Maton drove in 3 runs, including a home run, to power the Phillies to a 6-5 win, finally snapping the 5-game skid. The following day, the Phillies made the ultimate decision, which would light a spark to the city. They fired their manager, Joe Girardi. Girardi has made countless questionable decisions throughout his time with the Phillies and has cost them so many games. It was the right move in my opinion because it seemed as if nothing Girardi was doing was right. The players seemed like they didn't want to play under him, so he just had to go. Bench coach Rob Thomson would take over as the interim manager for the remainder of the season. In Rob Thompson's first game as manager, the Phillies welcomed Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, and the Angels into Philadelphia for a 3-game series. Going into the series, both teams were struggling. The Phillies lost 5 of their last 6, and the Angels were on an 8-game losing streak. This was the time for the Phillies to climb back into the race by beating up the struggling Halos. The Phillies did not disappoint in Rob Thompson's first game, winning 10-0. Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber both had multi-home run games. Zach Eflin pitched 8 scoreless innings, and Rob Thompson notched his first career managerial win. This was the best all-around game the Phillies played all year, and just like that, they won 2 in a row. Also in this game, Nick Maton got injured on a nice diving play to get out Mike Trout, so hopefully he can be back soon because he's still out right now. In Game 2 of the series against the Angels, the Phillies came out and worked for 5 runs in the first inning to give starter Zach Eflin room to work. Rob Thomson would make great moves to the bullpen with Brad Hand, Seranthony Dominguez, and Connor Brogdon to lead the Phillies to a 7-2 victory, winning their first series in a couple weeks. Now, they have won 3 games in a row. They were on a winning streak. In the finale of the series against Los Angeles, the Phils had a tough hill to climb in order to keep the win streak going. They fell down 5-0 with a poor outing by Kyle Gibson. Rob Thomson did not hesitate and pulled him quickly. The rest of the bullpen did great holding the Angels and allowing the Phillies to try to climb back. Down 6-2 in the bottom of the 8th, Bryce Harper hits a game-tying grand slam. The stadium, which was dead less than a week ago, erupted. Harper ran around the bases, pumping his fist and yelling into the Phillies dugout. It seemed as if the chemistry was back now that Joe Girardi was out of here. In the top of the 9th, Corey Knebel gives up a run to put the Phillies in a 7-6 hole, but Bryson Stott comes up with 2 outs and walks it off with a 3-run home run to win the game 9-7 and sweep the Angels. That was the highlight of the season so far, and Bryson Stott, who was struggling at the beginning of the year, was getting hot. The next stop on the Phillies' winning streak was a quick 3-game road trip to Milwaukee to face the Brewers. In Game 1, Ranger Suarez pitched incredibly well, throwing 7 innings of 2-run baseball. However, the Phillies weren't getting anything going on the offensive side, scoring 1 run through 8 innings. In the top of the 9th, the game looked over with Josh Hader coming in to close. Hader at the time had not given up a run all season and was perfect in save opportunities. Alec Boehm had other plans and hits a game-tying bomb off Josh Hader, which tied the game at 2 apiece. Later in the inning, Matt Vierling came up and hit a home run to give the Phillies a 3-2 lead. In the bottom half of the inning, Knebel got into a bases-loaded jam, but luckily closed it out for the save, and the Phillies won 3-2, getting their 5th straight win. Game 2 was all Phillies, with Aaron Nola throwing 8 scoreless innings and the Phillies offense scoring 10 runs in a 10-0 win. Bryson Stott and Kyle Schwarber both had 4-hit games, and Stott had a home run there. Bryce Harper had a home run as well. In the last game of the road trip, the Phillies would have to face Corbin Burnes, who won the Cy Young Award last year. Zach Eflin did not have his best game, only pitching 4 innings of 1-run ball, but Rob Thompson managed the bullpen very well, and the Phillies were able to close out the game 8-3, getting their second sweep in a row. The Phillies would then come back home to face the Arizona Diamondbacks. The D-backs aren't a great team, so the Phillies should come into the series hungry. They did and were able to win the first game by a score of 7-5. Rhys Hoskins and Kyle Schwarber both had home runs, with Rhys Hoskins hitting 2. Game 2 against the Diamondbacks would end up being the last win of the winning streak. Zach Wheeler pitched great, and Bryson Stott hit a huge 2-run home run to power the Phillies to a 4-0 win. The Phillies' win streak was up to 9 wins. In the series finale against Arizona, the Phillies came out looking like their old selves again. Ranger Suarez got robbed by bad defense in the first inning and was able to recover and pitch into the 5th. The bullpen was awful in this game, and the Phillies would go down 12-1 before bringing in Garrett Stubbs to pitch. He gave up a solo home run to make the game 13-1. He still pitched better than Nick Nelson, Jose Alvarado, and James Norwood, though. The Phillies would go on to lose the game 13-1. Now that the Phillies would be tasked with facing their kryptonite, the Miami Marlins. I was at this game, and before I would talk about the game, I would like to talk about my experience there. Before the game, I was able to meet Zach Eflin and even got to take a picture with him and have him sign my ticket. He is a great guy, and I've always liked having him on the Phillies. During batting practice, I went to right field while the Marlins were hitting, and I was talking with Marlins pitcher Pablo Lopez. He is one of the nicest players I've seen. He was a very genuine guy, throwing me a baseball and signing it for me. Just wanted to shout him out for that. Now going into the game, I knew it was going to be a pitcher's duel with Aaron Nola in the bump for the Phillies and Sandy Alcantara for the Marlins. Aaron Nola pitched 7 great innings, and Connor Brogdon pitched a really good top of the 8th. The Marlins would be leading the Phillies 2-1 in the 8th, but Didi Gregorius was able to tie the game with a single. Seranthony Dominguez pitched a great top of the 9th to set the Phillies up tied in the bottom of the half of the inning. Matt Vierling gets a bloop base hit and steals second, which sets up Rhys Hoskins for his first career walk-off. It was a very fun game to be at. The second game against the Marlins was a roller coaster. The Marlins would go up 4-0 with Zach Eflin struggling with 2 outs in the first. The Titans would climb back, however, with a 3-run home run by Rhys Hoskins to tie the game 4-4. The Phillies would then take an 8-4 lead before Familia gave up a 3-run home run to bring the game within 1. Seranthony Dominguez then gives up a solo home run to Jazz Chisholm, which tied the game at 8. In the bottom half of the 8th inning, Hoskins would hit another home run to give the Phillies a 9-8 lead. Hoskins went 4 for 5 with 2 home runs, a double, and 6 RBIs. But of course, in the 9th inning, Corey Knebel cannot find the strike zone, and with the help of a JT Realmuto error, the Phillies lose 11-9. This game was bad for the bullpen. Zach Eflin struggled in the first, but came back and pitched 6 innings, but wasn't enough for the win. Before the series finale against the Marlins, Corey Knebel was demoted in the bullpen, being taken out of the closer role by Rob Thompson. This was a good move because Knebel was struggling too much and needed to be used in less critical situations. Garrett Stubbs would also get the start at catcher in this game, which turned out great for the Phillies. Kyle Gibson pitched a phenomenal 8 innings, giving up 1 run. The Phillies, however, did not score in those 8 innings, which would make them have to try to come back in the 9th. Down to their final strike in the 9th, Garrett Stubbs crushed a 3-run walk-off home run to give the Phillies their 4th series win in a row and making them 11-2 in the month of June thus far. That leads us up until now. It is June 16th, and the Phillies have only lost 2 games this month. They're sitting 1 game above 500 right now at 32-31. Starting today, they have a 5-game series against the Washington Nationals, who are one of baseball's worst teams. This series is huge for the Phillies if they want to get back in the race with the Braves and the Mets for the NL East crown. June has treated the Phillies well. The fan base seems involved again, the chemistry is back in the clubhouse, and there aren't being many stupid moves made by the manager. I give Rob Thompson a lot of credit for the great month because he has made very good moves out of the bullpen and has made very good lineups. The players have been great besides some guys in the bullpen, and they have came to play every day, and it has worked out well for them. I'm hoping that this month is just the beginning and we go on a run down the stretch. This team has not made the playoffs since I was in preschool, so getting back there this year is a must. That's going to do it for the video. I want to thank everyone for watching all the way through. It seems that my Phillies videos are the ones you guys like the best, so I want to keep rolling out those videos for you. Make sure to leave a like so I know to keep making these types of videos, and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Comment what kind of videos you guys want to see going forward, and I'll make sure to read and reply to all of them. That being said, I want to thank you guys again, and I'll see you in the next one.